Well, the outgoing head of the Future Fund says the federal government's carbon tax is the worst piece of economic reform he's ever seen in his life. David Murray says the tax raises costs and reduces competitiveness. Well, for more, Andrew Green joins us now from Canberra. Very good morning to you, Andrew. What exactly did David Murray say?
Jane, on his last day in the job before the new head of the Future Fund, David Gonski, takes over next week, David Murray's launched a blistering attack on the carbon tax. He was asked about a wide range of economic initiatives that are in place or going to be in place shortly, and he's certainly not held back on the carbon tax. He says that it will reduce Australia's international competitiveness by raising costs in Australia, and he says that it's going to be very bad for the economy at this particular time. So let's take a listen to some of those comments that were made on the Radio National Breakfast program with Fran Kelly.
In the case of the carbon tax, if you want me to tell you my view, it is the worst piece of economic reform I've ever seen in my life in this country.
The notion itself or the way it's been drawn up?
The notion doesn't matter. The consequence of introducing that tax at that level in Australia today is very, very bad for this economy, particularly in terms of its international competitiveness.
David Murray there, well, no issues, what he really thinks. He's really come out with that. How's the government responded?
Well, the government, through the Climate Change Minister, has rejected those claims completely this morning. They point out that they believe that the carbon tax will actually help Australia's competitiveness as Australia moves towards a clean energy future, as they put it. Government sources are also pointing out that David Murray is on the record as being a climate change sceptic and has made his views in the past very well known. But in an interview recorded for tonight's Capitol Hill program here on ABC News 24, the Treasurer has also rejected the outgoing head of the Future Fund's comments, and this is what he had to say a short time ago.
I just reject what Mr Murray has had to say about this fundamental economic reform, which goes to the core of our future economic prosperity. But big reforms like this are tough reforms. They're never easy, and you will get vested interest and people like Mr Murray out there opposing them. It's not a surprise to me that Mr Murray might oppose a policy of this government.